Madness at the Darkmoon Faire. Okay. Hello everyone, my name's PJ Team America, and this is my Madness at the Darkmoon Faire card review. I will be reviewing the cards in relation to Arena, and I will be giving them star ratings up to 5. And as a baseline, I'm just gonna say a 5 is Twin Tyrant, a 4 is a Burrowing Scorpid, a 3 is Rustied Raider, a 2 is basically a fair statted minion like Crocolisk with some upside, and then a 1 is like Ironfur, just an understated minion. And then maybe if something's just completely unplayable, like Shatter, I'll give it as so with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to be going class by class, and again, this is how cards relate to Arena. And then I'll end with the neutral. So starting off, we have Fellscream Blast. Lifesteal, deal 1 damage to a minion and its name. So this card is okay. Mediocre removal, and I will give it a 2. Like the healing probably won't be relevant, and you don't get a ton of spell damage, so that's fun. Throw Glaive. I'm actually pretty excited about this card. I think it's insane. Deal 2 damage to a minion. If it dies, add a temporary copy of this. Like, if you can manipulate the card so most of the minions have 1 or 2 health, like it's a very flexible board clear, and I think this will be insane. I also think it'll be like if you could I think in duels this card will actually have a lot of potential as well. For Arena, I think it's just incredibly strong. I'm giving it 4 stars because I'm picking this over so many things because it's good early, it's good late, good middle. It's like, well, it's okay late. I would say it's situational late, but it's still strong almost. So I think this card will be insane. If I didn't say what it did, deal 2 damage to a minion. If it dies, echo, basically. Okay. Redeemed Pariah. 2 mana 2/3. After you play an outcast card, gain +1. So it's a River Crocolisk with some upside. It doesn't do anything the turn you play it. So 2 stars. Acrobatics, 3 mana spell, draw 2 cards. If you play both this turn, draw 2 more. It's Arcane Intellect with upside. So early, if you play early, it's Arcane Intellect. But if you play it when you're like top decking on 10 mana, you could potentially draw 2 cards, play both, and then get 2 more later. So in top deck mode, this card is absolutely bonkers. I think that's enough to move it up to 3 stars. I think it's like so an issue is that Demon Hunter gets a lot of good cards. In other classes, you might even pick this more, but in Demon Hunter, I think so. Dreadlord's Bite, 3 mana, 3/2 weapon, already pretty solid. Outcast, deal 1 damage to all enemies, including face. Not that that'll be relevant. So it's like a front-loaded Death Spite. This card is incredibly strong. All sorts of tempo early, okay removal. I think it's 4 stars. The bar for 5 stars is a little bit too high. But I could be wrong and this could be there, but I will be safe and just rate it 4 for now. And Line Hopper. 3 mana, 3/4, your outcast cards cost 1. I think that this card is solid, but it doesn't do anything the turn you play it. It's just good stats, so I will give it. I will say, so a lot of cards, most of my ratings are so I can differentiate between the cards and make it so people can draft easier. So there's going to be a lot more cards at the lower end of the scale, and I'm trying to separate the cards at the higher end. So like this card is, it's fine, but I'm trying to help people drafting with ratings. So by doing that, this is a, like, you don't get that many outcast cards. Part of the Relentless Pursuit, give you 3 mana spell, give your hero +4 attack and immune. So it's like a Shadow Bolt that uses your hero's attack. It might actually be worse. Well, it can also go face, which is what's good about it. So it's removal. That can also go face. So I actually think I will rate that 3 stars. Because it gives you initiative and it can also finish people. I might be overrating it, but I actually really like this card. Removal's always good. And it's flexible. So that also makes it nice. The issue is it uses your hero's attack, but it might be too much, but it won't be that far off. Insatiable Felhound. 3 mana, 2/5, taunt, corrupt. Corrupt is the new keyword, which is if you're holding the card and you play a card that's more expensive than it, it gains the corrupt. So if you play a card that costs 4 or more while Insatiable Felhound is in your hand, it will gain +1/+1, making it a 3/6 taunt, and have lifesteal. So it was like a fair statted minion at before corrupt, and post corrupt it's better than an Ash Tongue battle. So it's between 2 and 3. I'm gonna round up and give it extra. I don't know how good corrupt will be. Because, yeah, no, you have to... I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give this a 2. But like a 2+. Because it's good, but like, you have to play it later in the game. So you don't want to play this on curve. Fel Steel Executioner, 3 mana, 4/3. Corrupt, become a weapon. A 4/3 weapon is insane. Even if you have to play it slightly later. Three mana, 4/3 weapon is so good. I'm giving this a 5. I think it's crazy. Yeah, this card is bonkers. I'm giving it a 5. Zai the Incredible, a 5 mana, 5/3. Battlecry, copy the left and right post cards in your hand. You'll probably pick up, like, it. So, 5 mana, 5/3, draw 2, that you can somewhat manipulate. I wonder if it gives you 2 copies if you only have 1. It is a lot of value. So I will give it a 3 because I think it's okay. So, Bladed Lady, a 6 mana 6/6 rush, costs 1 if your hero is 6 or more. I don't think that you will be able to achieve that requirement in Arena. So just evaluating it mostly as a 6 mana 6/6. I still think it's pretty good. It's still better than most cards in Arena. So basically, like, the 4 attack weapons and a Twin Slice gives you 6 attack. That'll be how you achieve it most of the time. Or a 3 attack weapon, hero power, Twin Slice. But it basically requires you to have Twin Slice, which itself is not super common. It depends on how often you can get access to the 6 attack, but I don't think it'll be often enough. So I will rate this a 3, but if the odds are high enough, I could very easily see this week. I don't think there's a chance it'll be consistent. But it's still just a solid card. Because it'll get a value trade most. We know it's more. Stilt Stepper, 3 mana 4/1. Battle Cry, draw a card. If you play it this turn, give your hero +4 attack this turn. So this is a card that's better played late than early. Like a novice engineer, in that it cycles you. I'm just trying to think. I don't know of any cards that are like just 3 mana. Like 3 mana, have a body and draw a card. Most of them would be like 3 mana 2/3s. Probably. It's very vulnerable. But it's also the 1 health really hurts it. Like, I love playing me. It's part of it. I think it has enough flexibility. I'm giving it a 3. I'm optimistic about this card's potential. Il'gynoth, 4 mana 2/6 minion, lifesteal. Your lifesteal damages the enemy hero instead of healing you. I think in Arena this is just bad. Like in Constructed with the Rocket Warblades, you can do like double damage to face with this card. Like combo people for a ton of damage, but I just don't. I think this is just not great. I'm giving this a 2. Renowned Performer, 4 mana 3/3 rush, Death Rattle, summon 2 1/1 assistants with Taunt. So you're getting removal, 5/5 worth of stats for 4 mana. That's really good. This card is at least a 3. I think it might be. I'm gonna give it a 4. I think this card's really good. It's a lot of stat, like especially if you can run this into a 2/3, and then they have to kill the 3/1, and then they have to deal with the 1/1 once. I think this card's really good. But this is one of my favorite cards of the set. Expendable Performers, a 7 mana spell, summon 7 Illidari with Rush. If they all die this turn, summon 7 more. So It's like 7 damage removal, and then you get a board full of 1/1. And like, so how it works is like, let's say you can only summon 6 because your board has a minion on it. As long as all of those die, you'll fill the board again. So if you have like a Cult Master on the board or something, you would probably have to kill the Cult Master off at some point. But anything that accelerates with Minionstein would be insane. Not that you need that. I think the card is just good on it. I really like it. I'm giving it a 5. This card I think is insane. It might only be, it's at least a 4. I like it. So that's Demon Hunter. I think Demon Hunter is getting a lot of tools, and I think they will be tough to beat in this next arena set. If I was giving ratings to classes, I'd probably give Demon Hunter a 5. I think it'll be fun. Moving on to Druid Bear, Aborist. 3 mana 2/2, choose one. Draw a card or summon a 2/2 brand. Corrupt, do both. So the thing, like, you can't play this on curve because you have to play a 4 mana minion first. And then, so like, or a 4 mana card to corrupt it is what you would probably want to do. I guess a 3 mana 2/2 plus a 2/2 is okay. It's not great. Does have some flexibility, but I'm giving this a 2. I don't like it. Moon Touch Amulet, 3 mana spell, give your hero +4 attack this turn, corrupt, and gain 6 armor. It reminds me of, I think it may have been called Feral Rage. There was a card that you could gain 4 attack or gain 8 armor. And this lets you do both, kind of. Which was always insane with that card when you had a Fandral. I think this card is solid. Like, the effects aren't as good, but I could, I still don't think it moves the needle enough. So, giving it a 2. I think it's close to a 3, but I'm giving it a 2. Maybe like a 2+, because I do think it's better than the Umbral Owl, 7 mana 4/4, costs 1 less for each spell you've cast this game. Spells are notoriously rare in Arena. You might get like, you feel good if you get like 7 in a deck. So you're probably gonna play like 2 spells. So this is like a 5 mana 4/4. Like late game, you can get it down to 0, but like early on, this thing's gonna cost like 5 or 4. So it won't be that good. I mean, if it costs 4 mana, that's fine. But you just don't get spells in Arena, which is my biggest complaint about it. Arena in general. Doing math. Like, it's still... I'm going to complain about the spells in Arena, and I'm gonna give this a 2 in protest. Fizzy Elemental, 9 mana, 10/10, Rush and Taunt. So Dig Day was good. This is better. And Dig Day is still fun. It's a 5-star card. You see this, you take it. This thing's insane. Venarion Ward, 8 mana spell. Gain 8 armor, summon a random 8 cost minion. So it's like Moonglade Portal, but even more. And 8 cost minions are notoriously high roll potential. You can get Tyrion from this, you can get Ragnaros Lightlord. I haven't looked at them all, but 8 mana minions are the ones you want to summon. I actually I like this card a lot. Because it's fun and good, I think. I'm giving it 4. Because it'll help keep you alive and it'll give you a minion. I really like it. Too bad it's an epic. But yeah, 4 star. Brayboro. 5 mana, 4/6 taunt. Death Rattle, give us random friendly minion. Death Rattle summon. I like the potential of this card. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it's potentially really strong in Arena. Difficult to kill. Like, so you just have to protect a minion, basically. I will give it a 4 star. So what happens is this dies, and then another minion on your board will get Death Rattle, summon this. And then you can, like, bounce around your minion. It'll... Losing to this will be painful. Fury, the Chosen Elune. 4 mana 2/2 Battlecry, add a Solar Eclipse and Lunar Eclipse to your hand. Lunar Eclipse, deal 3 damage to a minion. Your next spell this turn costs less. Lunar Eclipse, your next spell this turn casts. So having spells in Arena just aren't that common. That being said, I do think that this is a really powerful effect. Like, double swipe is insane. And stuff, and deal 3 damage, your next spell costs 2 less. If you have another one, it'll be good. Four mana 2/2 doesn't do anything. I'm actually gonna give this 3 stars. I don't see you drafting enough spells to have the synergy. So, Lunar Eclipse, 2 mana, deal 3 damage to a minion. Your next spell this turn costs 2 less. Like, you will play a spell eventually, but will you have a spell when you need to kill a minion? Maybe, maybe not. Because of the... I'll give it 3 stars because, like, there is upside. Solar Eclipse. Your next spell this turn casts twice. There is... Man... The epic, like this, the 8 cost spell, casting that twice. Where is it? Imagine that. That would be insane. But there just aren't enough spells. So... I might be wrong, but I'm gonna give this a 1. I just don't think there are enough spells in a ring. Guess the weight, 2 mana spell, draw a card, guess if your next card costs more or less to draw it. More or less to draw it. So it's not a 50-50. It's more than 50. Like, you can... Like, because if you draw like a 2 cost card, the issue is that you can get a tie a lot as well. Which stinks. Like 2 mana draw 2 would be good. I think I'll give it a 2. Like, if you have a deck tracker, you can... I guess it's a 3, but without a deck tracker, it's a 2. Sure. Alright, I don't think Druid got a lot of good tools, but Fizzy Elemental, oh my god, if you can get, like, 2 Fizzy Elementals, this thing is busted. As Venarion Ward, I like, but it's epic. So we are rotating in Whispers of the Old Gods, which, well, there aren't any, or there's only one choose one card. That's kind of sad, but Bandrel Staghelm will be rotated, which is my favorite card of all. But I don't think Druid's gonna be good. Moving on to Hunter. Mystery Winner. 1 mana, 1/1 battle cry. Discover a secret. The secrets right now are pretty decent. Other than... You will get offered a decent secret. Like, Misdirection is the only bad one, I think. Pickups. Bad timing for it. 1 mana, 1/1 discover. Give it a 3. I'm giving a lot of things a 3. Actually, go back. I'm giving this a 2. It's a 2. Dancing Cobra, 2 mana, 1/5, Corrupt, Gain, Poison it. Which, I think this card's really good. 5 health on a Infinity 5 minion is really good. It will be trading, but I think this minion is really strong. And like the 5 health makes it like you probably will have, it'll probably trade 2 for 1. Killing 2 minions is good. If it was in another class, I think it would be a 4. But because it's in Hunter, it's a 3. Because you don't play Control Hunter. Open the Cages, 2 mana secret. When your turn starts, if you control 2 minions, summon an Animal Companion. Animal Companions are good. Having 2 minions on your board is not super easy to do. Especially if... But I mean, playing around all the secrets is going to be really tough. Your opponents will usually be trading when you're Hunter. So this is like a win more card, I would say. I'm gonna give this a 2, but I mean it'll like this is it's a snowball card. I'm not sure, I don't know how hard it'll be to do. I don't think it'll be that the trigger. Trampoline Rhino, 5 mana, 5/5 rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, excess damage hits the hero. Evaluating just as a 5 mana, 5/5 rush. I think this is a 3. I don't really take the excess damage into much. I think this is good. Jewel of Nizoth. Summon 3 friendly Death Rattle minions that died this game. This is a 0. It costs 8. It doesn't have a body, and it's a deck you have to build around. So this is the first 0 of... This is a 0. Maybe I should give it a 1. I think it's a 0. Renlin's Rifle. 4 mana 2/2 weapon. After your hero attacks, discover a secret and cast it. That's a 5. This is insane. Like, slightly understated weapon, but the effect is insane. Just getting free, like, you can, it's removal, and you get free secrets that you get to discover. Like, maybe he has a small minion and a big minion, and then you get a freezing trap because you kill the small minion. This card will be infuriating to play again. Don't feed the animals. 2-mana spell, give all beasts in your hand +1/+1. Corrupt, give them +2/+. But having beasts in your hand is pretty difficult to control in Arena. This is a 1. Hitting Zoo, summon a 3/3 Strider, repeat for each secret you control. Built like, you'll only get a 3/3, so it's a 3-mana 3/3. It's a 1 with upside. Like, it's 2. I don't think it'll be easy enough. Because, like, secrets get triggered. There will be secrets. Like, with the 1-mana 1/1. Which I think is okay, but I just don't see this being consistent enough. And you don't want to fill your deck with secrets. I don't think that's a winning strategy. I could be wrong, but I can't be that wrong. Darkmoon Tonk. 7-mana, 8/5 mech. Death Rattle, summon 4 missiles at random enemies that deal 2 damage. This is a really aggressive late game card. I think it's a 2. I think it's too slow. It is. It does pack a punch. I'll give it that. Like, if you're ahead and you put this down, it's pretty scary. It's like, I guess with, I'll give it a 3. It's incredibly aggressive. Like, your game plan is going face if you have this in your deck. Maxima, Last and Hymer. This is a 1. The 6-mana 4/4 that does a little. It's like an expensive Nightblade with upside, but not that much upside. This card stinks. It's not even good and constructed. So Hunter gets some good tools, some terrible tools. I actually think Darkmoon Tonk might be really defining on how good the class is. But, I mean, so, like, how good a class is always dependent on the Blizzard offering rates. I don't think it'll be that. It does, like, the Trampoline Rhino. I think the Rinling's Rifle is really good, but it's an epic, sadly. Or, not epic. Moving on to Mage. Mage being my favorite class. Excited about it. And we start with Confection Cyclone. 2-mana, 3/2 Battlecry, add 2 1/2 Sugar Elementals. And so it's like a Firefly, but it's a 2-mana Firefly. It's like a cross between a Firefly and a Bloodfin Raptor. Okay, great. There are elemental synergies. The 7/6 that copies itself if you played an elemental the previous turn is still in. I can't think of what it's called at the moment, but that's still in. So having the elementals is relevant. Having 1/2s is relevant. Just to have value. I think you'll want this card. This is an optimistic 3. Game Master, 2 mana, 2/3. The first secret you play each turn costs 1. So it's like Karen Mage that you can play a turn earlier. Or no, you can't really play it a turn. Well, you can. I'm gonna give this a 2. I don't... Secrets are not super easy to build up. And if you don't have a secret, it's just a 2 mana 2/3, which did a 2. Fireworks Elemental. This, I am excited. This card is insane. 5 mana 3/5. Battlecry, deal 3 to a minion. Like, that's okay. Corrupt, deal 12 instead. So it's basically an assassinate on a stick if you corrupt it. I love this card. It's a 5 for me. I think it's insane. Mage decks tend to go a little bit deeper. Like the 3/5 deal 3 to a minion is okay. That's why it's a 5 for me. Is because it's like it's okay and then it becomes insane. Important to keep in mind that the 3 and 12 damage can only target minions, but I still think it's insane. And just a refresher with how Corrupt works, since it's been a little bit. Corrupt is a keyword that when this card is in your hand and you play a more expensive card, the Corrupt effect happens. So the card transforms in your hand, and it'll look like that. Once you play a card that costs 6 or more, which like it's not an easy thing to do, but in Mage I think you'll have enough expensive cards that you'll be able to corrupt it, and even if you don't, it's an okay card. This is a 5. Mask of Cthulhu. Deal 10 damage randomly split among all enemies. So it's like Avenging Wrath, but more expensive. I think that's a 2. The thing is, like, if your opponent has no board, that's a Pyroblast. So I might be wrong on this. I think it would almost be better if it was minions, because then it would be like a Flame Strike. That could also just kill a minion, but I think that's a 2. Grand Finale. 8 mana spell, summon an 8/8 elemental. Repeat for each elemental you played last turn. So having plain elementals, I think, will be okay because of that common one that we started with that gives you the 2/1/2s. There's also Water Elemental, Arcane Amplifier, and the Avalanche Elemental. I still can't remember its name. 7/6. That copies itself. But and there's also the 5 mana 3/4 that summons 2/1/1s that freeze. Those are all from Galakron's Awakening, other than the water, which is basic. But I think getting 2 8/8s for this isn't out of the realm of possibilities, and getting even more is also possible. And there's also Steward of Scrolls. There's a lot of good elementals. So, and just an 8 mana 8/8 isn't terrible in Ring. Like, it's not great, but it's not terrible. And is it like it's a win condition that you can build around in. I'm giving this a 4. I will try and build my decks around this if possible. I think this deck is off. I think this card is off. Super strong. Deck of Lunacy, 2 mana spell, transform your deck in spells in your deck into ones that cost 3 more. They keep their original cost. Mage is one of the classes that you usually get the most spells in. And I actually think most of the expensive spells are pretty decent. Other than like the Hunter. I'm gonna give this a 3. It's fun. And I think the random spells will... I think they'll be better than you expect. It depends. Like, if you have the grand finale, you might want to adjust that. But I think this card is okay. I don't think it... Because it can low roll, and it's also, like, using a card to just transform cards in your deck, not even your hand. So it's like, you have to get the payoff later. That's part of why I think it's a 3 versus like a 4. I think it's fine, but because you have to use a card now and you don't get the payoff until later, like it's using up your tempo early. So it may even be a 2. I think a 3 is very optimistic for this. A Sage, Fear of Darkmoon, 6 mana, 5/5, battle cry, draw 1 card, upgrade for every friend. Secret that has triggered this. Triggering 1 secret. So if you know this is, if you draft this early, I think it's okay. But, because you can actually get some secrets. Like, you can prioritize secrets a little bit more. Because I think if you draw 2 from this, I think it's pretty good. But I think you want to draw... Or if you draw 3 from this. If you draw 3 from this, it's good. You have to draw at least 2. For it to be close to worth it. I'll give it a 2 with upside. If you get it early on, it's better in your draft than late. Cause I don't think you want to fill your deck with. Occult Conjurer, 4 mana, 4/4 battle cry. If you control a secret, summon a copy of this. I think it's too hard to satisfy. So it does have. I think it has enough upside to be a 2. Because, like, a 4 mana 8/8 is insane. But also, I think because of the upside, I'm giving it a 2. Otherwise, it would be a 1. I think it's really close to being a 1. But part of why I think it's a 2 is this secret. If you pair that epic minion with this epic secret, if you don't take any damage during your opponent's turn, draw 3 cards. I'll give this secret a 2 as well. Because, like, it'll actually... So, well, so part of the issue with this is, the flames that does 3 damage to all your minion is rotating out. So people won't be as scared to attack your face. And people are not going to want this secret to trigger, so they will probably be hitting your face. Sanctuary was good because it would go off right away because it would come down 1 turn. But that was also face up. I think this is a 2. I think it's too hard to protect your face constantly, and without the flame secret, it might be a 3. It's an epic, so it doesn't really matter what I rate it, because it won't happen. Ring Toss, 4 mana spell, discover a secret, and cast it. Corrupt, discover 2 instead. So it's not discovering secrets from your deck, it's just discovering secrets overall. I think this card's actually pretty bonkers. What's the corrupted? Oh my god, that's terrifying. So you have to play this corrupted. But I actually think it's pretty sick corrupted. Because like you could get like Vaporize and the Enrigged Fair game. I like this card. I'm gonna give it a 3. And I think it could be better. I like it. So I'm excited for Mage. I think Mage will be I think Mage will be a step behind Demon Hunter, but I think it'll be really good class. I'm not giving I would give Mage 4 stars. The only thing that's gonna be 5 is Demon. I think Mage will be the second best class. But I think it'll be more fun. Moving on to Paladin. Red skill, Dragon Team. 2 mana 2/3, Death Rattle, draw a dragon. This means it's not like create a dragon. You have to draw the dragon. The scent of dragons is rotating out. There will not be a ton of dragons. So I'm giving this a because it's a Riverside Croc without upside, basically. I don't think you'll get dragons often. Necron, discover a spell, restore health to your hero equal to its cost. I'll give that a 2. I think it could have upside. I don't know how good the spells will be. There are a lot of buffs. There's also a lot of secrets that you don't want. And healing for 1 kind of stinks. Discovering spells for, like, if it was discover a spell that isn't a secret, this card would be a lot better. But there are too many secrets that dilute the pool. Carnival Barker, 3 mana 3/2. Whenever you summon a 1 health minion, give it +1/2. So this makes it so that your hero power summons 2 3s, which is pretty good, but it's like an Inspire minion. It's a 1. Oh my Yogg. 1 mana secret. When your opponent casts a spell, they instead cast a random one of the same cost. I just think this card is fun. I'm giving it 2 stars because I think it's fun. I don't know how good it is, but I think it's fun. I don't know how good this card will be. Lothraxian the Redeemed. A 5 mana 5/5 demon. Battle cry for the rest of the game after you summon a Silverhand recruit. Give it Divine Shield. Is it a 4 or 5? So apparently Lothraxian was like, he was basically a Dreadlord like Mal'Ganis, but somehow he turned good. I don't know the lore, but I don't know if he's I don't know if he's technically considered a demon. So. Like in WoW lore, but I think him having the tag is justified. This makes your hero power so good. I'm gonna give it a 4. I think it's fun. It's a 5 mana 5/5, which is nothing. But like, your hero power will be so annoying for the rest of the game. It's like Justicar, but I think it's better because it's. Is it better? It's about the same as Justicar. It should probably be 3 stars. I'm excited for this. I think it's fun. And it has, there are also cards that, summon Silverhand Recruit. Like, I think Stand Against Darkness, which is 5 mana, summon 5 Silverhand Recruits is in. And then there's also another card that summons Silverhand in this set. Moving on to Exarch Url. 8 mana 7/5 battle cry. If your deck has no neutrals, gain rush, lifesteal, taunt into field. This doesn't work in arena. It's a 1. It's a 8 mana 7/5. I'm a little sad about this because in Heroes of the Storm, Url is my favorite hero to play by far. But arena, she's terrible. Balloon Merchant. Give your Silverhand Recruits +1 attack and Divine Shield. 4 mana. 5. How many? Gonna give this. Having 2 Silverhand Recruits on the board is pretty hard, and I think that's what you'll need for this too. Hard. Carousel Griffin, 5 mana 5/5, Divine Shield, Corrupt, gain +3/+3 taunt. A lot of tempo. I'll give it a 3. Playing a 6 mana card might be a little difficult, but I mean a 5 mana 5/5 Divine Shield is fine. Dalaran Crusader was a good card. This is better with upside. Maybe it's a 4. Give it a 4. No. I'll stick with the 3+. It's really close. I'll give it a 3. Hammer of the Naru, a 6 mana epic weapon. 3/3 battle cry, summon a 6/6 holy elemental with taunt. Wait. That's a 5 for me. I think this card's in. One sec. Yeah, this card's insane. Got Url's Hammer. Really strong card. That's easiest 5 so far. Stay at the fair, summon 3 Silverhand Recruits. Corrupt, summon 5. I think that's a 2. 3/1, like, yeah. I think it's a 2. That's it for Paladin. They get a really good epic, a good common. I think this is the only card that they got that I think we'll see that's good. The Carousel. I don't think Paladin will be that good, so See if I'm rating them, I'll give them a first as a club. I'm not excited about Pellet. Moving on to Priest. Priest actually has some exciting cards. Insight, draw a minion, corrupt, reduce its cost by 2. I think it's too slow. I'll give it a 2. Like, it's alright. But, like, and one thing it does is it makes your corrupt minions easier to corrupt. I actually might be too optimistic. I'll give it a 2, because there is upside there. Fairground Fool, 3 mana, 4/3, taunt, corrupt, give it +4 health. I think that's a 4. Like, this is what Priest needs. A 3 mana for, like, you have to corrupt it first, but that's so much stats, it slows down your opponent so much. Like, if Priest has any hope, this card is a big part of it. Like, if Priest is good, this will be why. It will shut your aggro down. This card is bonkers. And if there's like any reviving tools, like, it comes back as the 4/7 because it's been corrupted. I think this card is great for Priest. Hound, the Blood God. 8 mana, 8/8 legendary. Battlecry, draw 2 cards, they cost health instead of mana. I actually think this is good, because you can actually play the cards the turn you play Hound. I'll give this a 4. Because I don't know how good it is. And I don't think I can give it a 5, but I think this is really strong. The effect is really powerful. Blood of Hound. 9 mana, 8/8 taunt at the end of your turn, summon a 5/5 minion deck. So just looking at the stats, like, let's say you just get 5/5 stats, like, then the minion is irrelevant. Like, it's just vanilla 5/5. What do we rate that? It doesn't do anything, but it's a 9 mana 13/13. So I'm gonna give this a 3+, because it's like, it happened, like, if this lives, it's a 1 more card. But it costs 9 mana, which is a lot. So I'm giving it a 3. Idol of Yasiraj. Summon a 10/10 copy of a minion deck. So, an 8 mana 10/10. And there's also a way to reduce the cost of this. Palm reading, which I'm not sure how good that'll be. But, like, it, I don't think you draw 8 mana 10 with no. Like, if it is taunt, is an 8 mana 10/10 good? I'm gonna give this a 2, but it definitely has ups. And I think, like, discovering this will be good, but I think putting it in your deck won't be it. Nazami Bloodweaver, 3 mana 2/5. After you cast a spell, reduce the cost of a random card. You don't get that many spells. Arena. You do get Summon Priest. I'll give this a 2. It's just whatever. Again, Home Reading. Discover a spell or reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 1. The issue is you're only gonna have like 2 spells in your hand. The spell you discover will be cheaper. It just depends on how many spells you can get. I'll give it a 2. But I don't think you'll get enough spells necessarily, which is a pretty big issue. It might be a 1. Auspicious Spirits. So yeah, like if you discover Auspicious Spirits, pretty interesting. Because the card you discover will be reduced. So Auspicious Spirit is 4 mana discover or summon a random 4-cost minion. Corrupt, summon a 7-cost minion. So like if you were to discover this, it's a 3 mana, so you only have to play a 4 mana card to corrupt it. And then you would be summoning a 7-cost minion for 3. If you didn't follow that, it's fine. I think this card is a 3. 3 stars. Because I think this card is solid. It's slow. And there's a lot of like 7 mana 5/5s with battle cries. But you can also high roll, so I think it's a 3. Then Nameless one. 4 mana 4/4, battle cry, choose a minion, become a 4 mana copy of it, or a 4/4 copy of it, and then silence. So it's like a Spellbreaker with upside. I'll give this a 4. It's a cool card. Spellbreaker with upside. Because you only get the 4/4 stats, I don't think that this can be game winning. Or like you're not gonna just like shut down the game because of it, because it's only gonna be a 4/4. But I do think it's strong. Hey Robo, thanks for following. Fortune Teller, a 5 mana 3/3 taunt battle cry, gain +1/+1. Okay, this card's terrible for Arena. It's a 1. Almost a 0, but 0, I don't think it's quite a 0. But this is bad. So Priest gets some interesting tools. The Fairground Fool, I think, will define the class. If you can get like 3 Fairground Fools, I think Priest is just good. That card is gonna be bonkers. And the entire class will be defined by how many Fairground. So yeah, I'll give this class 3 stars, and if you get a lot of Fairground Fools, it could be better. Moving over to Rogue, one of my favorite classes. Starting off with Foxy Fraud, a 2 mana 3/2. This is probably one of, if not my favorite card in the set. This thing is insane. Battlecry, your next combo card this turn costs. It's based like you get combo card. Basically a free 2/3. It's 4 stars. You see this card, you pick it. It's so like, so the condition of having to have a combo card to play, like, so like this triggers your combos card combo. So like even if you like have to play this into Wand Thief, it's not the end of the world. You're still getting value for it. Yeah, I like 4. It could be a 5, but I think it's a 4 just because it's limited by its stats. It's a 4. Alright, let's move on. I will probably make that. Sweet Tooth. 2 mana, 3/2, corrupt, gain +2 attack and stealth. So yeah, it has to come out later, but it'll be a 2 mana, 5/2 with stealth. Which is a good card. I'm debating. I'm actually gonna give that a 4. I think this is really good. Playing something that costs 3 isn't that hard. The stats on that are so good. I think this will be good. I'm gonna downgrade it to it because it has to come out slow. But okay, I'll give it a 3. 4s are too good. This is a 3. My bad. Swindle, draw, spell, combo, and a minion. But yeah, so imagine like just you play the fox and then you play Swindle and you basically refill your hand. Draw 2 for 2 is really good. You want to draw your spells. Well, I think that's a 3. I really like it. Cloak of Shadows, give your hero stealth for 1 turn. Zero. Absolutely useless. Bird stings. Luckily, it's an epic. Shadow Claw. After a minion attacks your hero, summon a copy with stealth. I think this is actually a good secret. I'll give it a 2. A Tenwu of the Red Smoke. 2 mana, 3/2 battle cry, return a friendly minion to your hand. It costs 1 this turn. It's important to note it doesn't like make it a 1 mana 1/1, it just makes it 1. I'll give this stars. It could be better. But I mean, you're basically just trying to get a combo or a battle cry in time, which isn't super easy to set up in a ring. It's a powerful effect, but I think because of the setup you need for it to work, it's a 3. Malevolent Strike. Destroy a minion, cost 1 less for each card in your deck. That doesn't start there. So there will be the Ticketmaster, which will it's a 3 mana 4/3 shuffle 3 tickets into you. So that's basically the only way we'll be getting other cards into the deck. I'm actually going to give it a 3 because I think it'll be pretty difficult to have other cards in your deck, but it's also Assassinate with upside. So I'll give this a 3. Grand Empress Shekzara. Battle cry, discover a card in your deck and draw all copies. I mean, even if you're just drawing 1, I think this is okay. I'll give this a 3. Because even if you low roll, like, you're still you're discovering a card to draw. And you might get 2 of them. So it's understated. I think I'm giving it a 3. Ticketmaster. 3 mana 4/3. Death Rattle, shuffle 3 tickets into your deck. When drawn, summon a plush bear. If it was Battle Cry, it might edge on a 4, but I think for now we stay at 3. But I mean, I'm taking as many of these as I can, and I want all the plush bears I can get. Like, when you draw a card and summon a minion, it's so demoralizing to your. I like this card a lot. Prize Plunder, 1 mana 2/1 combo, deal 1 damage to a minion for each other card you've played this turn. It's to a minion, so I don't think this is very good. Giving it a 1. I think it's bad. So Mage is getting some really sweet tools in the Foxy Fraud, the Sweet Tooth. And so like the corrupt cards, I know some people think the cards will be hard to corrupt, but I think cards that cost 3 or less will be relatively easy. So that's my assumption. I think once you get past playing a 4-cost card, they get more difficult. I may have said Mage, but yeah, I think Rogue is going to be really good. The Foxy Fraud is amazing. Sweet Tooth is solid. I think Ticketmaster is great. If you get 2 of these in your deck, it's super annoying. Swindle will help with the consistency. I really like it. If I'm rating a class. So I don't actually know how it'll work out with the other sets. So I'll rate it a 3. I could see it being a 4. Over to Shaman. We start with Revolve. Not Evolve or Devolve, but Revolve. It transforms all minions, yours and your opponent's, to random ones with the same. So it's a little like Plague of Murlocs, but cheaper and common. This card is going to be so frustrating. Probably for both the person playing it and the person you're going up against. I mean, there are cards with battle cries that cost like 8 that Revolve can get value with. I'll give this a 2. I could be wrong. It'll have uses, but I think it'll be hard to get max value from. Consistent. Cage Match Custodian. 2 mana 2/2, battle cry, draw a weapon. I don't know what the odds are of. So if you draw a weapon, it's great. But I don't know what the odds of having a weapon in your deck will be. You don't always get a weapon when you play Shaman. There are a lot of them, but you don't always get one. So I'm rating this a 2. If you get if you can get 2 weapons in your deck every time, this goes up to like a 3 or a 4. But I just you don't always get a weapon. Like, do you draft this expecting to get a weapon? I don't know. Because like a 2 mana 2/2 is not okay if it's not having an effect. Is why. Pitmaster, Battlecry, summon a 3/2 Duelist, Corrupt, summon 2. So this is an example of. This is a card that the Corrupt, I don't know if it'll. I don't think it's a good enough Corrupt to make up for the fact that it's going to be slower. So I'm actually going to keep this at 2. I assume the duelists don't have taunt. Because it doesn't say. So yeah, just duelist. 3 or blood. Yeah, I think it's a 2. Storm Strike. Very powerful card. 3 mana spell, deal 3 damage to a minion. Give your hero 3 attack this turn. I think this is insane. I think this is a 4. Like this is a 3 mana spell that kills 2 minions. Potentially. I think this will give you so much tempo. I really like Storm Strike. Whack a Null Hammer. After a 3 mana 3/2 weapon, after your hero attacks, give a random friendly minion +1/+1. I'm gonna give this a 3. I think this weapon's really, really good. You won't always have a minion. If it hits a minion, it's good. Just having a 3/2 weapon in Shaman is really good. Wait, 1 sec. Misclick. I will be right back. Okay. Inara Storm Crash. 5 mana 4/4. On your turn, your hero has +2 attack and Wind Fury. I think that's really strong. 5 mana is a little expensive. I'll give this a 4. I think it's really strong. I really like it. Magic Fin. 3 mana 3/4. After a friendly Murloc dies, add a random legendary 2. I'll give this a 2 because it's a 3 mana 3/4. And once in a blue moon, you'll get a random legendary. It's an epic. If this wasn't an epic, I think it would be so much fun to play Shaman. Like, I would legitimately play Shaman if this wasn't an epic. If this was a common, holy smokes. But it's an epic. Deathmatch Pavilion. 2 mana spell, summon a 3/2 duelist. If your hero attacked this turn, summon another. I think that's too hard to trigger. I mean, it is a 3/2. It is a 3/2 for 2 with upside. So I think that actually deserves a 2-star rating. Grand Totem Eyesore. 3 mana 0/4 at the end of your turn. Give +1/+1 to all other totems in your hand, deck, and battlefield. So drafting totems is basically not gonna happen. You should just accept that fact right now. You can have totems on your own. I'm giving this a 1. Like, totems are just too rare. If it buffed itself, I think I would give it a 2. This won't work in Arena. Giving it a 1. I did not mean to click. Dunk Tank, deal 4 damage, corrupt, then deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. This is actually pretty decent removal. It can go face. Like, the thing with removal is removal tends to stay in your hand longer. And the ability to deal 2 to all enemy minions is pretty nice. So I'll give this a 3. It could actually be a 4. It's a like it's too expensive before you corrupt it, I think, to make it a 4. If this was 3 mana, I would probably be like a 5 at 3 mana. I think this is a safe 3. Oh my god. The art for the corrupted cards are so insane. So Shaman is getting some okay tools. I think Stormstrike and Whack-A-Null are really good. And if you get weapons, the Cage Match Custodian is solid, and Revolve will just make games nutty. Dunk Tank is fine. I think there's hope for Shaman to not be a bottom, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Dunk Tank seems good. Moving on to Warlock. Starting with Midway Maniac, a 2 mana, 1/5 taunt. How good is that? Not great. I don't know if we've ever seen this before. A 1/5 for 2 mana. I don't actually know what to rate this, so I'm gonna rate it a 2. I don't think it can be any better. Like, this thing will be, like, it won't do anything. So, upgradable Framebot. That had magnetic. I'm giving this a 1. I have no faith in this being a good minion. No faith. We're going with 1 star. Free admission. 3 mana spell, draw 2 minions. If they're both demons, reduce their cost by 2. So it's like Arcane Intellect with upside. I'll give this 2 stars. I don't think the effect is going to go off too often. And like drawing cards in Warlock doesn't normally have that high of a premium. But like there's a lot more. I don't know. So in standard there's a lot of demons. I don't know about the pool we're about to go into though. But like if they're both demons, this card, like, you can win the game off that. So it'll depend on that. I don't really want to give this a 1, but it could. It could be a 1. Minari Masher, 3 mana, 3/4 battlecry. Give a friendly demon +3 attack and lifesteal this turn. So it's a 3/4 with upside. I'm giving it a 2. And this could be a 3. Like, so like this and the Midway Maniac working together are insane. But synergy is difficult to pull off, so I'm sticking with 2. You pull it off though. Watch out. Ring Matron, 6/4 taunt, summon 2/3/3 imps. I actually think that's really good. Yeah, I think this is a high main. With upside. Like, this is better than high main. It has taunt, and it summons 3/2 demons. I think this is 4 stars. And it's a common. I think this is really good. Cascading Disaster. Destroy a random enemy minion. Corrupt. Destroy 2. Corrupt again. Destroy 3. So do you pick this over Burrowing Scorpid? I think this is a 4. I give it a 4. It's similar to the Rogue Spellstone, except it's possible to upgrade. I think that's really strong. Pickatus, a 6 mana 8/8. Remove the top 5 cards from your deck. Corrupt your opponents instead. So a 6 mana 8/8 is good. I'm giving this 4 stars. Its battle cry is literally irrelevant 90% of the time. It's just a 6 mana 8/8, right? Yeah, and I think 6 mana 8/8 is 4 stars. It doesn't matter if it's corrupted or not. Most games don't go to fatigue. Deck of Chaos, swap the cost and attack of all cards in your deck. I'm gonna give this a 1. Not because I think the effect is weak. I'm giving it a 1 because you lose too much tempo in Arena. Like, you might be able to find a way to work this in Constructed around Malagos and stuff, but like in Arena, like you can't play 6 mana do nothing. Like, you just die. Fire Breather, 4 mana 4/3, Battle Cry, deal 2 damage to all minions except demons. That's actually disgusting. Is this a 5? It's like Cold Light Seer, but good. That's a 5. Holy smokes. This card's insane. Yeah, I think Warlock might be good. Like, they're actually getting good demons, and then they have Fire Breather on top of it. A board wipe with a body. Oh my gosh. That card's insane. Wicked Whispers, discard 1 mana spell, discard your lowest card, give your minions +1/+. I'll give this a 1. It might be better. I don't know. Like, if you build like this, so this is a zoo card basically. Like, you get your board and then you just like make it better. But I think it'll be too hard to build a deck like that. Most decks have to be built mid-range Arena. A Revenant Rascal, Battlecry, destroy Manament. Crystal for both players. This doesn't help either. It's just a 3 mana 3/3. I'll give it a 1. Doesn't do anything. But yeah, so these, like, the 3 common demons plus the Fire Breather, I think this could make Warlock insane. Holy smokes. The Fire Breather. It depends on how often you get the Fire Breather. I'm gonna give the Warlock class 3 stars because they have the weakest pool of cards, but if there's an offering bonus for these, watch out. The Ring Matron and Fire Breather. Watch out. Moving on to Warrior. Starting. Computer frozen. Oh wait, that's not a computer. Just my mouse that's not working. Now it's my computer. Hey, we're back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. My computer was frozen. Everything's fine. We're on the stage dive. Draw a rush minion. Corrupt, give it +2/+1. I have no idea how to evaluate this card. You don't play it on turn 1. It's super easy to corrupt. You should be able to get a rush minion in your deck, I think. I don't actually know what the pool will look like. But you should be able to get a rush minion. Okay, assuming you can get a rush minion, have like 2 to 3 rush minions in your... Giving it bonus stats, drawing it... You have to use a card. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm giving it 1 star. I don't like this card. Like... I actually think having rush minions in your deck won't be as easy. And it's a waste of a card. Maybe it's a 2, but I'm giving it a 1 for now. I don't like it. A bumper car, 2 mana 1/3 death rattle, add 2 1/1 riders with rush to your hand. I'll give this 2. This seems mediocre. But like, it's a lot of pings for not a lot of mana. Minefield, 2 mana spell, deal 5 damage randomly split among all minions. So it does it to minions. So it's okay removal. I'll give this a 2 for now. It's a 2 at best. I think it's okay. Stagehand, Battlecry, give a random minion in your hand +1/+1. So I guess it's just a 2 since it's the raptor with upside. Fine. A feat of strength, 3 mana spell, give a random taunt minion in your hand +5/+5. That's a 1. It's too hard to have a taunt minion and spend 3 mana doing nothing. And then if they have any hard removal, you just lose. It's too hard to satisfy. These hand buffs, they've been getting better and better. Maybe we're there. I don't have faith. Now, if you were looking for a good taunt minion, the Sword Eater, a 4 mana 2/5 taunt, Battlecry equipped, a 3/2 sword. I think that's a 5. This card's insane. The Fire War Axe is okay, and you get a 2/5 with it. So even if it's like a 2/5 for 2 mana and a Fire War Axe for 2 mana, this card is awesome. Insanely strong. In its common root. This could make Warrior relevant. Warrior's already okay. This card is awesome. Tent Crasher. 5 mana 5/5 rush, costs 1 less for each friendly minion with a unique type. I think this is just a 3 for the 5 mana 5/5 rush. Sometimes it'll be a little bit cheaper. Most of the time it won't. Ringmaster's Baton. After your hero attack, a 2-mana 1/3. After your hero attacks, give a mech, dragon, and pirate in your hand +1. I think this is just too hard to satisfy. The 1 for me. Oops. Ringmaster Watley. 5-mana 3/5 draw, mech, dragon, and pirate. I'll give this a 2, since like having these in your deck won't be that hard. Like usually you'll have 2 of them probably. Maybe if you intentionally do it, you'll have at least 1. Give it a 2. ETC God of Metal. After a friendly rush minion attacks, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. That's it. It's a 2-mana 1/4. Do I give that? I think I give it a 1. But like, I could see this being a 0. I could see it being a 0. So we get Sword Eater. And that's about it. But Sword Eater is busted. But that's all we got. Wait, isn't Warrior? Oh, here we are. The neutral cards. Wait, are these all the... Oh, that's really not that many neutral cards. Okay. The final stretch. I think Warrior... I'll give it a 2. I think a lot of these cards stink. It depends on... If you can get a lot of Sword Eaters, Warrior will be busted. It depends on the offering rates. I don't like Warrior, though. Safety Inspector. 1-mana 1/3, shuffle the lowest cost card from your hand into your deck, draw a card. So, the issue with this card is you don't really want to play it on curve. Because, like, do you really want to ditch a low cost card early game that you want to curve into? No. Late game, this card is okay, but it's like, it's still a 1-mana 1/3 that's better late game, which I think makes it bad. I'm giving it a 1. I don't think it's good. Like a 1/3 on turn 1 is good, but like you make your hand worse when you play it. So I think it's 1. Costumed Entertainer, a 2-mana 1/2, give a random minion in your hand +2/2. I've never been a fan of hand buffs, so it's understated, and then eventually you'll have an overstated card. I think this is a 1-star. I just don't like these cards. Hand buffs, I've never been a fan of. They're so slow. And there aren't a ton of buff lovers. Parade Leader, after you summon a rush minion, give it +2 attack. Then it's an okay stated 2-drop, and it gives a minion it with upside. I'll give it a 2. Prize Vendor, 2-mana 2/3, Battlecry, both players draw a card. I consider that like a downs. I don't like it because a lot of the time your opponent will have access to the card. On curve, the opponent has access to the card first. I don't like cards that both people draw. So I would give this a 1.5. I'm going to give it a 1 here. Because I think I would rather just... I think I would rather have the 1-mana, or the 2-mana 2/3. Most of the time in Arena. So, like, this makes it slightly better late game, but worse early game. A Rock Rager, a 2-mana 5/1 with Taunt. I think that's a 1-star. It's close. It's close. Like, it'll usually kill a minion. This, I don't think it's a 2-star, though. I think it's a 1-star. Like, so the ratings are pretty high. Or, like I said, there's going to be a lot of lower rated cards. Showstopper, Death Rattle, silence all minions. So, you get to control the silence. So I'm going to give this 2 stars. Because it's a on curve card with upside. It's a slow upside, but it has an upside. A 2-mana 2/1 or Ringling Horror 2-mana 2/1 Battle Cry. Give adjacent minions +1/+1. I'll give this 2 stars. Like, Fungal Mancer was always insane. So this is like a poor man's Fungal Mancer. Might be too low, but I'm sticking with 2 for now. Banana Vendor, add 2 bananas to each player's hand. 3-mana 2/4. One star. Unless you have a way to get value from having spells in your hand, I don't see how it's that beneficial. A mirrored effect. I usually not a huge fan of mirrored effect. Darkmoon Dirigible. 3-mana 3/2 Divine Shield, Corrupt, gain Rush. A 3-mana 3/2 Divine Shield is good. With the potential to gain Rush, I give this 3 stars. Like, so Dalaran Crusader is okay. And then you can also give this Rush, and it doesn't die to just 1. So, I think that's a good card. Darkmoon Statue. 3-mana 0/5. Your other minions have +1 attack. Corrupt. This gains 4 attack. So it's like a slow 4/5 with a combined with the Raider. I think that makes it a 2-star card. Based on my rating. So you have to play a 4-star card, or you have to play a 4-cost card after this is in your hand to corrupt it. Yeah, like, so you can't play it on curve at all. Maybe this should be a 1. But I'm gonna be optimistic and give it a 2 for now. Gyre Worm, Battlecry, or 3-mana 3/2. If you played an elemental last turn, deal 3 damage. So I think in Mage this might be okay. I think maybe in Shaman and Mage this is okay. In every other class it's not very good. But I'll give it 2 stars. Or no, not 2 stars. Oh my god, no. This is 1 star. Except in Shaman or Mage. I thought it was 2 mana for a sec. This is a 1-star card. It's too hard to trigger in classes. In some of the classes, I think it's draftable. That being Mage and Shaman, maybe, but definitely Mage. I think you can draft it. But it's a 1-star. Inconspicuous Rider. 3-mana 2/2, cast a secret. Battlecry, cast a secret from your deck. If you build around it, it can be okay in Mage, but I think this is a 1-star card. It can be okay in Hunter, in Mage. I think you only would play this in Mage, though. Hit the Ritualist, 3-mana 4/4 Battlecry, add a random 4-cost minion on its hand. I don't like cards with downside. Oh, and it has taunt. I could see this being a 2-star. I'm gonna call it a 1-star for now. It is really good tempo, but like the value is awful. You know what? No, I'll give it 2. I'll give it 2 stars. Because I could, like, it's really good tempo. 2 stars. Right. It depends on if we think it'll be a tempo meta or not. I think this is 2 stars. Circus Amalgam. 4 mana, 4/5. This minion has all types. I think that's relevant. So it's a 4 mana, 4/5 taunt, which is 2 stars. Circus Medic. 4 mana, 3/4, Battlecry, Restore 4 health, Corrupt, deal 4 damage instead. I think this card is really good. Like, the issue is that, like, early game, you don't really care about health. But I think this card's actually pretty bonkers. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Like, a 4 mana 3/4 deal 4 damage is really good, and so it's similar to the Broom Brewer, but it has upside of being awesome. The having -1 attack, if it was a 4/4, I think it would be 5 stars. I think it's just a 4. Fantastic Firebird. Rook. The Grook-Fu fighter is crying. The 4 mana 3/5 with Wind Fury. I'm gonna give this 2 stars. I think it's a good card. It's a good card. I could see it being 3. We're gonna stick with 2 for now. I think, like, if... Yeah. Do I just stick with 2? Yeah, I'll stick with 2. Knife Vendor, 4 mana 3/4. Battlecry, deal 4 damage to each hero. That's terrible. I'm giving it a 0. I don't like it. I don't like it. Derailed Coaster, 5 mana, 3/2 Battlecry, summon a 1/1 rider with rush for each minion in your hand. Now that's interesting for Arena, because your hand is going to be all minions. So let's say you have 3 minions in hand on average. That's 6/5 with 3 of them having rush. I'll give this 3 stars. I think it has potential for more. I think this is definitely a card that's better in Arena than Constructed. I think this is a sleeper that most people won't think is good. But, your hand is minions in Arena. It may not be a 3, but this card will definitely be better than people will instinctually think. I think this will be one of the more underdrafted cards. Carnival Clown, 9 mana 4/4 Battlecry, summon 2 copies of this. Corrupt, fill your board with copies. Corrupting a 9-cost card is borderline impossible. So we're looking at a 9 mana 12/12, which is okay. But what okay does is it gets you 1 star. Claw Machine. 6 mana, 6/3, rush, death rattle, draw a minion, and give it +3/+3. I think that's 2 stars. It's removal that's kind of expensive, but it also refills itself, actually. 3 stars. It's expensive, inefficient but it replaces itself in your hand and it buffs the, which is really good. I think this card is actually great for Arena. 3 might not be high enough. It could actually be 4, but man, I started at 2. Do I think that this is 4? Now that I'm just thinking about it, like, it's so good. Okay. We're doing it live. 4 stars. 4. I'll stick with 4. This card is amazing. It's inefficient removal, but it replaces itself. I like Claw Machine a lot. Wrong man. 7 mana, 6/6 taunt, corrupt. This costs 0. I think this is too difficult to corrupt. I don't like, if the meta was really slow, maybe you could do this to like tempo people out of the games, but I think this is a 1. I think it's too hard to corrupt this. Like, a lot of decks will have like 1 card that costs more than 8. Optimistic Ogre. I really like the flavor of this card. It's a 5 mana, 6/7, 50% chance to attack the correct enemy. Like, they don't word cards like this. It's normally like a 50% chance to attack a random different enemy. But this is a 50% chance to attack the correct enemy because it's optimistic. This is 4 stars for me. It's overstated. It's attacking something. This card is really strong. Like, you see this, you're drafting it most of the time. Very good. Horrendous Growth. 2 mana, 2/2. Gain plus corrupt. Gain +1/+1 can be corrupted endlessly. I have no idea how to rate this card, but I'm gonna give it a 2. I think it can be okay. It might be a 1. It's definitely not any better than a 2. I'll give it a 2 for now. It might be a 1. Darkmoon Rabbit. Rush, poison it. 10 mana, 1/1 with rush and poison and cleave. So it's like a 10 mana assassinate for 2. Oh my god, that's so expensive. I'm giving this a 1. It's like a 1.5 to me. I think this is a 1.5. It's 10 mana, and you get 0 board presence. I'm giving this a 1. But I will, like, it's like a 1+ to me, at least. Yasiraj the Defiler. 10 mana, 10/10. Add a copy of each corrupted card you've played this game to your hand. They cost 0. I think this is actually pretty decent. And fun. I'm giving this 3 stars. It could be 4, maybe. I think, like, every deck will have like 2 corrupted cards or something. And the corrupted cards will be good. So I'm just giving this 3 stars for it. It could be better. We'll see. It's very deck dependent. And it costs 10 mana, which is why it's a Silas Darkmoon, 7 mana, 4/4 Battlecry. Choose a direction, rotate all minions. That's a 0. It is important to note you probably want to play your best minions in the middle. Like, let's say you play Tyrion. I guess this can kind of steal it. I'm still giving it a 0 because it's so expensive. But, like, if they only have one minion, you play this and you swap them. So it's like if they just play Tyrion, you play this, you steal it. But giving it a 0. Like, everyone will probably lose to this card once this expansion. But I still say it's a 0. Yasiraj, Master of Fate, Battlecry. If you cast 10 spells this turn, spin the wheel of Yasiraj. So you can cast the spell for every one you cast this game. Targets are chosen randomly. Fill your hand with random spells. They cost 0 this turn. Fill your board with random enemy minions. Fill your board with random minions, then give yours. Oh, fill the board with random minions, then give yours rush. Okay. Mind Flayer Goggles. Take control of 3 random enemy minions. Devouring Hunger. Destroy all minions. Oh, Yasiraj gains their attack and health. Destroys all other minions. And then there's Rod of Roasting. Cast Pyroblast randomly until a player dies. So the issue is you have to cast 10 spells for this to happen. You don't cast 10 spells in an arena game. So this is a 0 because it's impossible to cast 10 spells. This is a 0. It's just a 0. This would have, if this was 5 spells, it would be difficult to satisfy an arena. But it's 10. Nizoth, God of the Deep, Battlecry, resurrect a friendly minion of each minion. I think this card is fun. I'm gonna give it... I'll give it a 3. I think this card can be okay. It might be 2, but I'll give it a 3. I'm just a big fan of the old cards. Fleetfoot, Pearl Tusk, 5 mana, 4/4 Rush, Corrupt, give it +4/+4. I'll give this a 2. It's hard to corrupt this, but a 5 mana 4/4 with Rush isn't terrible. But if it gets corrupted, it's great. So I think it averages out to it. Wait, where's Cthulhu? Did I skip Cthulhu? I skipped Cthulhu. Start of game, break into pieces, Battlecry, deal 3 damage, or break this into pieces, and then you have to put them together. There are 5 pieces. Let's see what they are. They all cost 5 mana. A piece of Cthulhu, deal 7 damage, randomly split amongst all enemies. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Summon a 6/6 haunt. Destroy a minion. Oh, that's okay. So it's 4 pieces. So at the start of the game, you get those 4 cards in your deck. And then you have to, once you play all 4, Cthulhu goes in your deck. So then you have to draw the 4 pieces, play them. Then you have to draw Cthulhu and play Cthulhu. So the 4 cards are like okay in Arena. I think this is a 2-star card. I could see, but I mean, I'm gonna make this golden and draft it and try and make it work. I just think it's too hard. The nice part is the individual cards, they're only a little understated. The one that summons a 6/6 is pretty good. Like, that one's an assassinate. Like, the cards individually are fine. It's just the game has to go on so long for the payoff. That... You know what, I like the card. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I think that the pieces it breaks into are useful enough that, in spite never summoning Cthulhu, it might be okay. But that is it. That is my review of the cards in respect to Arena. I think Demon Hunter will be the #1 class, followed by Mage. Is my analysis. I'm not sure what else will be after that. But thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Check me out on Twitch basically every day at 2 p.m. Central. Thank you for watching. Bye.